Spellbinders booth. And with me I have Paula, and she is going to show us some fun things with Spellbinders. So I'm going to give it to her and she's going to take it away, and here we go.
Hi, so yes, I say I'm Paula with Spellbinders. Now we've got lots of new things coming that we can't show you yet. Yes,
Hush, hush.
but I can show you some stuff that we've had out for a while that is still pretty cool. The Spellbinders quick trimmer, which works with our Glimmer hot foil Glimmer machine. We'll probably do a live in a few minutes when this machine's all heated up,
right.
so we're not going to keep you waiting. But I want to show you the quick trimmer. So with the foil, it's kind of hard to cut with a pair of scissors because it curves.
It does. It's going to be a pain.
But with the static on the board, it keeps it nice and flat. And then if you can see, there's a ridge. You might not be able to see. There's a tiny little ridge at the end here. Which lifts the top off the platform on the bottom. So you can measure how much you want. Actually, this is a good idea. You measure just how much foil do I need, so you're not wasting any. You're like, okay, I'm gonna have to cut it just about.
And that's just there. Like a blade on the tip?
This is a blade. The quick trimmer comes with two blades, one for paper and one for foil. Obviously the foil blade is a lot finer, and there's replacements as well. And you can see there's grooves in here. So you fit the blade into the groove, and then you just run it down. And whoop, you got to make sure it's in the groove, Paula. And then you just...
Oh, I heard it.
Yeah, it's in the groove. And it runs it down. There we go. And we can pull it. Oh, isn't that the wonder of live? Here we go.
You can do it.
I can do it. It's really simple, she says. There we go. So then it comes off. And if I wanted to trim the end of that too, all I can do is I can...
But for this, if you left it that large, is that okay?
Well, it's better with the foil to cut it to the size that you want, because there's a possibility of over foiling. Okay. So we'll just cut off.
So really have the size
the size that you want. You want a little bit more, but not a whole lot more.
So whatever the size of the plate is.
There we go.
Really cut to be the size of the plate.
Yes. So now we've cut it to the plate. Now what we want to do, we're almost ready here. So
I can smell it. Like there's like this, and it's not like a bad smell. It's just like, there's
a heat smell.
It's a heat smell. It's exactly right. It's a heat smell.
So we have turned on the Glimmer machine here. When you turn it on, the red button comes on to show that there's power. And then when the power is up to a certain temperature, the green light will come on to say that the platform's ready. And at that point, you will put your Glimmer plate. Now, Glimmer plate is kind of like a die, but it's a lot thicker. And if you look at the edges there, now this is the actual, you can cut it out afterwards. You can see that the edges on the die are a lot thinner, whereas on the Glimmer it's thicker, which is what you need to make the impression.
So you can't just take any of your die cutting, like you can't take your dies and do this.
Some dies do actually work, but you get a very thin line. And they weren't designed for that,
right?
But you could. Some do work. It's kind of trial and error with that. Once you've placed your Glimmer plate on the platform, you press the timer button, and that will take. Well, the first time you do it, it might take a minute and a half. But then once you've got it all ready and you do lots of glimmering, then basically by the time you've put it through your die cut machine and put the platform back in, it's ready to go again. It's just the first time it takes a little while to heat up.
And is there, like, I'm seeing a whole bunch of foils over here. While we're waiting this to heat up, let's ask a few questions. There are a ton of different foils.
30 different colors.
And not that I'm not trying to sell your product, but will this work with other companies' foils as well?
You've got to be careful. It doesn't work with the mink. It doesn't work with the...
What about ThermoWeb?
ThermoWeb. It doesn't work with ThermoWeb. Each foil has a different temperature, so you're better off to stick to what Spellbinders has. I know Crafter's Companion is kind of compatible, but the base machine, the temperature is a little bit higher. Okay. So I'm not going to say whether it works or not, but that is kind of compatible. You'd have to...
But regular foil that we use to put a sticky something down and you lift it up, they're different foils.
It's different foils. Okay. And these are relatively inexpensive.
Okay.
So
I would assume that they were all the same, so I'm good to know. Good to know.
Now, the next thing that's a tricky thing, well, it's not tricky, it's a thing to remember.
Here's a question. What is the best paper to use when you're hot foiling?
Exactly. The smoother, the better. And we have actually Glimmer specialty paper. Okay. And it's a synthetic paper, which works beautifully. It comes in 10 packs and 12 packs. So, but it basically, the the smoother the paper, the better. You don't want to use any paper that is embossed or
Textured?
Textured, exactly.
Yeah. Or anything that probably already has a design on it, maybe?
No, you don't.
So
no.
blank paper.
Like, just think about it, because you're basically squeezing the foil onto the paper. So if you've got any ridges or anything, that's not going to get a clean foil.
So is that second light telling me
the
that?
The second light's telling me that it's ready.
Oh, okay.
So you
How did it know that?
Because it gets to a certain temperature and the light will come on.
So therefore the plate's at a certain temperature. It's measuring the temperature.
Now, I mean, you can touch it. It's not going to. It's hot, but it's not going to.
Okay.
It's not going to singe.
Don't sit there and stick your finger on it for long. Okay,
well, there is a machine there's a little magnet to pick it up.
Oh, so look at that!
And a little mat to lay your hot.
You guys thought of everything.
We did. So now I'm just going to move that down a bit. There is a grid on
I see
here
that.
too.
Yeah.
So if you want to make sure it's going on a certain place on your paper. Now you always want to do. Oh, maybe we've got to put that the right way around, because we measured it, didn't we?
We did.
We did measure it, so we've got to make sure we put it. Maybe we did measure it.
I swear we measured that, and you had
measure
it
that.
sideways, Dad.
Diagonal. Well, we're going to do it. There's going to be a little bit cut off.
Well, that's why we have the finished one just off the side.
Exactly. We measured it. It's just
we
one of those things.
But okay, so always the rule, right? Measure twice, cut once,
exactly.
right?
So you'll notice we put the color side down, which is almost counterintuitive, but when you think about it, it's getting pushed onto the paper underneath. If you don't do that, you'll get a beautiful impression, as they've cleaned it off, on this plate, which is fine because you can clean it off. Even the experts make a mistake every once in a while.
And these plates are different than what you would run through your die cutting machine.
This is actually thicker, so you don't use your cutting plates for those. So then you put.
Think of it like a whole different machine, and it has all its own entities that it needs to have. Okay.
So then you put your paper on, then you put your shim on top, and then you put the next plate on top. Now, I usually hold it and pull, because it's actually pulled it into the machine in that place there.
Oh, okay.
So we've got the die cut machine
cut ourselves
ready.
on the.
No.
Keep these in a safe place.
We'll put that out of the way. So we just pull it out of the dock, and then we run it slowly through the machine, so it has time to adhere to the paper.
And do you want to go forward and back? Because I have a habit. So just really slowly through it.
Because if you're going forward and back, it may shift and you may get some double foiling.
So let's say somebody doesn't have the Spellbinders die, but they want to buy this. Is it compatible?
It works in the big shop.
Okay, but none of the other ones?
I believe it works in the other ones except for the Cricut. If it's got this right size base and the right size opening.
So what's the width of
this?
this? 6 inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, see, I've put this back in, right in, so this will heat back
locks
up
in place
really quickly.
So if you're doing mass production cards, it really makes
that's what you want to do. So now, this is the peel.
Ooh. And you have to let that sit and rest. I mean, you're peeling right away.
No. Peel and
oh, gorgeous!
Isn't that awesome?
That is so fun.
But
there's more.
There's more.
Oh, wait, there's more. That's so pretty. Yeah.
Okay. There's more.
I'm waiting.
So now,
wait, there's more.
Okay, because you've got this foiling. Like, that's so beautiful. I don't want to lose that.
Yes.
I don't want to waste it. So what we will do, we'll do the magnetic pickup tool. We'll take a die off, and we're going to put on a plate.
Oh.
So this needs to heat up.
Okay.
So I'm going to put the timer on. Now these plates come in different shapes. There's ovals and squares and rectangles and circles.
Do you have those anywhere for us to see while we're waiting?
Right over here.
Okay. Well, let's go walk over while that's heating up and get a gander of some of, and I think there's probably some other finished products.
Yeah, there's some samples.
Cool.
So this is what I'm using right now. And here are some of the Glimmer plates. I think this is like the one we're using.
Yeah, it is the one we're using. Got it. And so it comes with the Glimmer plate, but also the die to cut it out.
No, it comes with a sample. We've actually got
but like that, this hot foil black.
Oh, this one.
It comes with the hot foil plate and then the die to cut it out.
If it's got the gray, it does.
Got it.
So like this one doesn't,
but
then this one does.
Okay, and so like this one does and so forth. Okay.
So you can
that's
see
what the gray out means.
The gray out means the dies.
Got it.
And then you can see some of the samples.
They're so pretty. Oh, I love them all. Look at that. So this is the words on here, right?
Yes, those are the word strips.
Okay, and then this is the flower, and then she inked it as well?
Well, this one actually is the dye. In some cases,
oh, they just did the dye.
They've just used the dye.
Got it.
Or we
Okay.
do a glimmer plate and we do a dye that's exactly the same, but it's a different
Okay,
number.
so this one is the thanks.
This is the thanks, yes.
This is the background.
Yeah, no, that
right?
one's not. This one is.
Oh, okay. Oh, and this is the word right there,
Yeah.
right? Is it the
Oh, yeah,
butterfly?
actually, the butterfly, yes, that's
it.
right.
It looks like the butterflies are.
Cool, yes.
And then this is that quick trimmer.
That's exactly, yeah.
Very cool. So you do get the one for paper, and you get the
Yeah.
one for, and it says foil paper
Yeah.
on them. Very cool.
So we should.
All right.
Oh, and now
Oh, there's more?
This is what
Wait,
we're going to be doing.
Oh,
Foiling.
oh.
This is
This is
another technique
we're
that
doing
you could
something
do
different.
after that. So
Oh, so that's a whole other one we could do.
yes, there's a whole
Oh,
other one.
cool.
So you'd foil the oval, and then you foil the flowers on top of the oval. But what we're going to do now
okay,
is
let's go see. Let's go see. Little sneaky peek of the booth
this
here.
one,
Look.
these ones here are okay. These ones are
Oh, okay, okay.
available.
Not trying to show, but I'll show you the next one. But look at all the beautiful new dyes coming. Look, all the beautiful dyes coming. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, the beautiful inspiration. Is it ready? Is it ready? Okay, let's go back and take a look.
I've only done this a couple of times, but
Oh, you can do it.
okay. So
I have
now
faith.
we've seen that the plate is hot. Remember, it's a pretty side down.
Pretty side down.
Pretty side down.
Okay.
And then we're putting the paper on top. Then we're putting the shim on. And then we're putting the plate on top. So we've created our little sandwich. We're going to pull it out of the dock. Put it through the machine again. Just go nice and slow.
And how many colors of foil did you say you had?
There's about 30 odd, and there's more coming.
And are they all solid, or some of them have like
Some of them
multi-tones?
have speckles. I'll show you afterwards. So we've got this
Awesome.
out. Let's pop it back into the platform to keep hot so we can do
Does
stuff
this
again.
have like an automatic timer? Is that if you
Yes.
leave it on for a
Yes.
while, it's like your
It'll turn
iron? Okay, good. Because I'm like, I'd be the one like, oh my god, I left it on. I left the house.
So now this one, just make sure I did it right.
That is so cool.
So look
And
what's
yeah, you're
left.
not wasting any of that foil. And you
No.
got like a 2-for-1 card.
You do. Exactly.
Okay, I gotta
So
show
we
this.
have
Oh my goodness.
This and
Those are
this.
your two. Okay, look at that, guys. That is just the most amazing thing. And that shimmer on it, and you picked my favorite color. So, look at that. And then now just have the sentiments. Can I show these ones?
Yep.
So these are the other versions.
That's what we saw in the card, where they had glimmered the oval 1st,
Mhm.
and then they glimmered the flower with a different
With a
color
black,
on top of it.
right.
So there's 3 different techniques with the same product.
And I'm sure there's some videos online. Check out Spellbinders and you can find how to
Actually,
do.
you know, Spellbinders has a program called Glimmer Bootcamp that has 15 different videos from basically opening the box to foiling on ribbon and everything in between. So
if you're not sure what to
you're
do,
not-
you got this
you
thing
just-
straight out of the box. You're like, I don't know what to do.
go to YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and Google Glimmer Bootcamp, and then what we suggest is don't watch the videos. It's a boot camp.
Right,
So
do it.
you watch it and you do
And you
it.
do it.
You watch it and you do it. By the time you've got to the 15th video, you are a pro.
Well, that's really smart. And
Yeah.
they're free. You don't cost
It
anything.
doesn't cost anything at all.
Very cool.
And if you have, and it also, like, there's goof ups. And so
Yeah.
what do I do with a goof up?
Got
well,
it.
this is how you fix the goof up. And it's an amazing machine. Anybody that's got on the Glimmer train never makes a card or anything without using Glimmer.
And that's awesome. And so this is just a small sampling of I love that you guys have black, because I feel like that's a really good overlay of a color. And there's just so many. And here's one that's got like
That's
the rainbow.
There we
So
go.
cool.
There's the. And as I say, there's more
Oh,
coming.
like-
You can
oh,
get
and more coming.
multi-packs too.
Oh yeah, I see at the bottom. Like you could get Christmas tones, which is really pretty. Very fun. I'm loving that. Well, thank you so much for all the amazing inspiration, and like another chance to kind of remind us that like the Glimmer is so awesome. I know it's been around for a little bit, but we forget about things after a while.
And the thing is, that once you've got the Glimmer machine, there are so many more Glimmer plates, and shouldn't really say this, but there's lots of other companies making Glimmer plates too.
Right.
But they're not making the machine, so you need the machine.
So you need the
and
machine, but
yeah.
this is opening it up. It's kind of like a die cutting machine. There's lots of
Exactly.
companies that make
Do dies, but no
stamps
machines.
and dies, and they don't sell the machines. So we have to go to the amazing companies that sell like the the platinum and now your Glimmer. And
as I say, it is compatible with a big shot, but we always find the best results with our own machine.
Yeah. But you know, like
biased.
we're all together, we all create, you know, and it's community over competition is what I like to say. Yeah. So, all right, we're gonna span this back around. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry, my face. I'm like, it's been day 3 and we're all like, whoa. But it's still a ton of fun. And I'm sorry about the raspy voice. I have been talking a lot. So thank you so much, Spellbinders and Paula, for the awesome demo. Don't forget, I'll be around even more today doing more videos, and I will see you guys again later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, everybody.